Welcome to the 56th annual Wylie E. Groves commencement. We are thrilled that you could join us today to celebrate the accomplishments of these wonderful young people. I'm going to ask that you be respectful of all graduates and their families in attendance, and ask for your cooperation with regard to a couple of items. Please clap and cheer for your graduate, but do not use artificial noisemakers. Please, as difficult as this is, please respect the area that we have cordoned off with white seats for our graduates. Please do not step into the aisles or walk in front of our graduates to take pictures. You're more than welcome to take pictures on either side, but out of respect for everybody, we ask that you keep this area clear. Also, our graduates will be moving through the aisles, so please keep the aisles clear. I ask this so each and every one of us in attendance has an equal opportunity to view the stage, the processional, and the recessional. I appreciate your help with this. Now, to begin our ceremony, please stand as we join the Groves Band, directed by Mr. Michael Burkett, as they perform the Star Spangled Banner. Our vocals will be led by seniors P.J. Roberts and Casey Sherwood. Gentlemen, remove your hats, please.
Let's go proudly as the twilight's last gleam, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts lean us, were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave. The land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Thank you, Groves Band, PJ, and Casey. Now, to begin our speaking, I'd like to welcome the co-presidents of the class of 2017, Colin Kuzmanano and Kendall Hall. Kuzmano.
Hello, and welcome to the 2017 Groves Commencement. I am Colin Kuzmano.
And my name is Kendall Hall. We did it. Over the last 48 months, we have all grown and developed immensely.
I know I'm not the same person I was as a freshman. Thank goodness. As we enter this next chapter in our lives, there are a few things we should keep in mind to help guide us in the future.
We've all had the great privilege of receiving one of the best public high school educations available in our whole country. We attended a school with the resources and faculty available to help all of us reach our individual potential.
Many teenagers in the US and worldwide have not had that privilege. With that knowledge, let us be reminded that the only person who can hold us back is ourselves.
Furthermore, it's important to relish in moments such as these. We are only given one life to live, and it's our obligation to live it to the fullest.
Going into college, we will face a myriad of situations that will shape our lives forever. The decisions we make will lay the foundations for the rest of our lives.
Throughout high school, there was much talk regarding setting goals, but now we must set the most critical goals of our lives, what we want to do. who we want to be. The next few years will surely fly by, just as the last 4 did.
Live them to the fullest. Cherish every moment. The late nights, the cranky bosses, even the ramen noodles. Hold these memories tenderly. Once they are gone forever.
With that being said, let us dive into the culmination of high school, graduation. I'm sure this commencement ceremony will run just like our voyage through high school, perfectly and smoothly, with 0 errors or setbacks. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I would like to reintroduce the Groves Choir under the direction of Groves Choir Director Carolyn Creed as they perform In My Life by John Lennon and Paul McCartney, arranged by Roger Emerson. Today they are accompanied by 4 members of the Groves Orchestra.
Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them in my life. I love you more.
Let's give one more hand of applause. What a beautiful, beautiful rendition. Now, please join me in welcoming Mr. Steve Scheit, President of the Birmingham Board of Education, with his congratulations to the class of 2017.
On behalf of the entire Birmingham School Board of Education, good afternoon and welcome to these 2017 Groves High School commencement exercises. Again, my name is Steve Scheit. It's a privilege and it's an honor this year to serve as the president of the school board, your community school board. It's with particular pride that I introduce to you today the other trustees on the school board. This board has a very exciting new dynamic, having 4 trustees elected just this past fall. I'd like to ask the trustees to remain standing as I call their names and then allow you to give them one combined round of applause at the end. Our returning trustees include Board Vice President Jessica Thomas and Board Secretary Walter Rothschild. And the newly elected trustees include Board Treasurer Kim Whitman, Trustee Lori Azerlooney, Trustee Adrian Young, and I'll note Trustee Brian Jennings, who's not with us today, but his son Zach graduated at Seaholm just a few hours ago. This is your 2017 school board. As a 1975 graduate of Groves High School, it is certainly special for me to speak at today's graduation. And it is a particular honor to share the platform with Kathy Hurley, who has been on the Groves staff for more than 30 years. I know she's been to probably more than 25 commencement exercises, and it's a special relationship with Groves. I know many of our graduates feel that special relationship as well. Let me just share one anecdote that gives you some insight. In one of our recent Groves English classes, they had an essay prompt that read as follows. If you knew you only had 10 minutes to live, what would you do? The very thoughtful response came back from the student. If I knew I only had 10 minutes to live, I'd want to spend it with Mrs. Hurley. 10 minutes in her office seems like a lifetime. All right, now after that, I got to say some nice things about her, okay? Kathy and I have known each other for a long time. Kathy advocates and she fights for her students and staff. And in a world of finite resources, that's not a nicety, that's a necessity. You should know Kathy has always been a forceful and professional advocate for the entire Groves community, and I admire that very much. I want to extend the board's best wishes to both Kathy and her husband Steve as they enter the next chapter in her life. Thank you for all you've done. I've had the opportunity to attend 5 graduations this spring, and there's one recurring theme from all the speakers, and that is to admonish the graduates to express their thanks, express their gratitude to their families for their love and their support. And they should and they will. But my request of our graduates today is just a little bit more specific, and I'll share my request at the end of my remarks. Before we get to that, we need to have a little talk. We need to talk about the sassy senior summer. Let me share a little bit about my family. When our first child was a high school senior, on more than one day in the fall, my wife would pass the bedroom door of our college-bound daughter, pause, and wistfully wonder, how are we ever going to manage without our firstborn child in our home every day? But I think the Almighty above, He has a way of working these things out. Fast forward, tonight, where will most of you be? All-night party. And maybe you're going to hear these words as you leave the house tonight. Honey, be safe, make good choices. And then after that first week of graduation parties, you will hear something like, honey, do you really have to be out every night? And by midsummer, after the umpteenth summer party, now you're going to hear, honey, how many times have I told you, if you're going to be late, just give me a call. And by August, at the end of the summer, when that home curfew rule has been pushed one too many times, even the most loving parent is ready to ask, honey, do you think you can arrange early access to your dorm room? Now, the generational experts, they're inclined to make sweeping generalities about young people today. I think that can unfairly lead to simplistic labels. But from all this school board has observed, we believe this generation of Groves graduates to be among the most engaged, the most caring, and the best educated in the history of this school. How can a Board of Education know this to be true? Because as trustees, we are first and foremost members of this community. So we have observed you, graduates, in your neighborhoods and around town. Your teachers have invited us into your classrooms. We have donated to your community service projects. We have watched you perform over and over at our Tuesday night board meetings. We have marveled at your academic and character success and watched you collect one community honor after another. We have seen your talent on display at your art shows and at your forensics competitions. We have watched you mentor younger students, and we've cheered for you at athletic contests. We've watched you dance and sing on stage. And all through these years, we have listened intently as you shared your student voice with us. And so, unlike the generational experts, we know firsthand, as do your teachers, your administrators, and most of all your parents, that you are an outstanding group of individuals. But make no mistake about it, you're more than your grade point, more than your test scores, more than a team championship or a trophy, more than any single list of achievements. Because you have shown at each step along the way that you are engaged, you are empathetic, and you are caring. And that is what this Board of Education is most proud of today. So graduates, I said I'd have one request. This is my request of you as you embark on your sassy senior summer. Don't just think about thanking your parents on this day. Understand your growing independence and our fight to let you go. Demonstrate that self-awareness this summer. Yes, you can still enjoy this senior summer, but respect your parents and their home, play by their rules, and oh yes, be safe and make good choices. Speaking on behalf of your parents and family members that are gathered here today, graduates of the class of 2017, know these three things. We are so very proud of you. We have a tremendous amount of confidence in you, and we love you more than you know. On behalf of this school board, congratulations and God bless.
Thank you, Steve. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Daniel Nearad, Superintendent of the Birmingham Schools. He will share his congratulations and thoughts with the graduates of Grove's class of 2017.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is such an honor to be here this afternoon. Before I begin my remarks, I too want to take a minute to celebrate a leader who has become very special to me. Kathy Hurley has the heart and soul of Groves High School baked into her DNA. Kathy has been a steadfast supporter of Groves and an advocate for every child that she has served. In a while, I will speak to the idea of being difference makers. Kathy, in your role, you truly have made a difference on behalf of countless numbers of students that you have served. Her students have described her with the following words: compassion, accomplished leader, humble. I'm here to tell you that these descriptors are spot on. On a personal note, I want to thank Kathy for her leadership and for her counsel to me as superintendent. And I ask all of us to celebrate her coming retirement with a round of applause. Kathy, I cannot thank you enough for all you have done. Thank you so much. It is absolutely wonderful to be in your presence today and to celebrate this wonderful class of Groves graduating seniors. Let me begin my remarks with a thank you and we'll end with an expression of how I feel as your superintendent. While being a superintendent of schools does certainly have its challenges, I want to thank all of you for this wonderful opportunity I have had to serve on behalf of and with great young people, with a great staff and great family and community members. Every day of my service as superintendent has been marked with a great sense of humility on my part, because in our community there exists a tremendous commitment to serve these marvelous young people very well and to make sure they receive from our great staff and from this great community what they need to be successful in their lives. I am truly humbled to be able to serve in this role. And as I look into this great sea of young adults that sit before me, our soon-to-be graduates, I want you to know that I believe you are filled with thoughts of blue sky. The next steps you will take to create a bright future for yourselves and to make our world a better world. Blue sky, because we know your possibilities are endless. As your superintendent, I want you to feel that anything is possible for you, because I know it is. And there is no question you should be filled with a great sense of excitement and, yes, some anxiety, because blue skies can turn gray at times. I also want you to know that I truly believe you will be difference makers in your lives. But as I stand before you, having had an opportunity to have lived a much longer life, and having lived a fairly full life at this point, I am consumed with thoughts and questions for myself about what difference making can mean for us as individuals. And in our welcome today, we heard comments made about one life to live. And we heard a beautiful song, In This Life. And I'm going to center my remarks in a very similar way. I want you to know that I've thought a lot about this. And the way I also decided to share this with you today is by sharing a poem with you. And that poem is called The Dash by Linda Ellis. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke of the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that they spent alive on earth, and now only those that love them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can be still rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger, and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say and about how you spent your dash? That concept of one life to live. Today I ask, as you think about being difference makers and all the unlimited possibilities that lie ahead of you, that you take the time along life's journey to think about your dash and what you want it to symbolize later in life. And while I know that each of you will make your own decisions about how you live your dash, and I do realize I may be a little bit presumptuous in offering some thoughts about this, I will share a few things that I would want you to think about as you live your dash. After all, once an educator, always an educator, and once a parent, always a parent. And perhaps not a surprise, but I want you to know my love for books. And here I mean like real books, with real covers and real backs, and books that you can touch. And I know there's a lot of ways that we can read today. But I found a book that I want to share with you that I think emphasizes the concept of dash in a very nice way. This book that I shared with you is from the New York Times bestseller, Everything I Need to Know I Learned from a Little Golden Book. This is kind of the golden book of golden books. And it's a golden book that's actually written for an adult audience, to talk to us about what's important in our lives. So I'll share 4 things from that book. Number 1, as you think about your dash, is your life starting to feel like a circus? Will you know as you live your dash that there are times to chill out and to not ride the metaphorical merry-go-round? Our lives are busy, and we do have the tendency to live them hectically. And I have witnessed in you how much you have filled your lives as high school students. And I ask that in your future, Will your dash be so completely filled that you will miss opportunities to spend time with those that mean the most to you? And as another thought, will you give yourself the freedom to just frankly daydream at times? Number 2, the simplest things are often the most fun. Living in our consumer-based society, will your dash be filled with defining yourself by how much you have? And or will it be filled with a belief that not all joy comes from what we possess? Number 3, and in line with my earlier stated bias about books, crack open a book. Will your dash be filled with a belief that what knowledge you have at any point in time is the only knowledge you will need for a lifetime? Or will it be filled with a love of continuous learning and finding joy in new ideas? And fourth and finally, I ask you to do no harm as you think about your dash. As you learn, live, and work to be difference makers and to make this world a better place, will you be guided by the idea of leaving things better than you found them? Throughout my educational career, I have an opportunity to meet many people and many groups of people. And a group of people that I met along the way are members of the Oneida Tribe of Indians. This tribe makes a commitment to have every one of their decisions guided by its impact on the future. And here's how they do that. They don't think about the next generation. Every decision that they think about is guided by the impact on the 7th generation out. Do no harm, and take the long view about the impact of the decisions that you will make, especially those that impact on others. So I thank you for indulging me to share those few thoughts with you. And I offer these ideas solely because I want you to live that blue sky life of endless possibilities with little to no regret at the end. Be excited about your future, but not so overcome with excitement that you miss the beauty of what life presents to you along the way. Allow me now to close my notes with a few notes of thanks. Family members and friends, thank you for all you have done to support these wonderful, beautiful young adults. And thank you all for the support that you have provided our great school district. My greatest hope is you feel your children have received from us what they needed for the next phase of learning in life. And I ask you to give yourself a round of applause for the great support you have provided these wonderful young people. Principal Hurley and the Great Grove staff, as I have said at other times, you do give wings to children's dreams. Your commitment to quality educational practices is second to none, and your care for these young people is simply remarkable. As we think about our staff, may we also be mindful of the fact that elementary, middle, and high school staff members have all played a role in developing the wings that will allow these great graduates to now leave the good nest we call the Birmingham Public Schools. Please join me in thanking this great staff at Groves High School. And finally, today's graduates, I want to thank you for the privilege of serving you. I could not be prouder of each of you and all of you. I know that you will make a difference and will make this world a better place for all. And I know that your dash will be lived well. Please join me in one more round of applause for who we congratulate today, our great graduates. I cannot thank you enough for the opportunity to have served you. And before I move on, I do want to introduce a few members of the district's leadership team. Rachel Gwynn, Deputy Superintendent in the back row. Dean DeForos, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, and Joe Hoffman, Assistant Superintendent for Teaching and Learning. Our commitment to you is that we continue to work to serve these great young people in the best way possible. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nerad, and you did a very nice job of making sure that the weather changed and we have blue skies for these young people today. And if you've been working hard at that, thank you. We didn't know you had that much power. And if you haven't had a chance to look at the book that he referenced, it really is a very, very cute book to take a look at. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our first musical selection of this afternoon. It is Don't Forget About Me. The music and lyrics are by Keith Forsley and Steve Schiff, and it was arranged by the band Simple Minds. Please welcome these three wonderful Groves Orchestra students, Zaria Sebron, Parker Tompkinson, and Samantha Zarafa, who will perform this trio. I had the pleasure Tuesday night of listening to these three young women speak about how important music has been in their life. So once again, join me in thanking them for sharing their gift with us. Now, I would like to introduce our student speakers for this afternoon, Jaden Broomfield and Cassandra Delgado.
Administrators, teachers, parents, and the class of 2017, we made it. We survived all-night study sessions, long practices for extracurricular activities, 11 weeks of stressful final exams, and the inevitable yet incredibly torturous syndrome known as senioritis. It has been a wild ride, but somehow we survived, and today is a day to celebrate that.
We would first and foremost like to congratulate the class of 2017 on the incredible accomplishment that is graduating from high school. We are among exemplary students that have proven themselves to be thoughtful, talented, and compassionate through academic work, athletic competition, theatrical productions, participation in clubs, dedication to community service, and many other facets of passion to which we have dedicated ourselves.
That dedication and passion has not gone unnoticed, as we have witnessed a year of remarkable college acceptances, athletic offers, and armed force commitments. Graduates, wherever your paths may be taking you in the upcoming years, your education and experience at Groves High School has solidified the belief that Groves students will inevitably have a substantial and powerful impact on the world. We can confidently say that all the potential and ability to accomplish whatever goals and dreams that we foster within our hearts.
Over the last 4 years, we have learned how to label a unit circle within a time limit, how to find meaning in a poem that was written without any meaning in mind, and all the functions of cell organelles other than the mitochondria.
All you really need to know is that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
But while we suspect that we will never use these skills again, we did learn some more practical applications from the tougher times in high school.
Number 1, work smarter, not harder. Don't try to do it all. Focus your efforts and times on your specific passions and interests.
Number 2, take time to sleep, or don't.
Number 3, try not to stress too much. Either it'll get done or it won't. Life goes on.
Number 4, do good for others, as it is the greatest impact that you can have in the world.
Number 5, always say thank you. A little bit of gratitude goes a long way.
Number 6, say no every once in a while.
Number 7, surround yourself with the people who support and love you. And remember that not everyone is going to like you, but it's their loss.
Number 8, never apologize for what you love. Be brave, be bold, and believe in what makes you happy.
Number 9, teachers are a great resource. Learn as much as you possibly can from them.
Number 10, never be afraid to try something new.
Number 11, tests and grades do not define you. Intelligence and experience cannot be measured by a score.
Number 12, despite the cliche, honesty is truly the best policy.
Number 13, positivity makes for the best company, so always remember to smile.
And lastly, number 14, look to your heart. The solution to whatever problems or issues you may face in the future can be found through the values, desires, and wishes that your hearts hold.
On the day of our graduation, we would like to thank those that have transformed our lives, supported our aspirations, and guided us towards success.
Groves High School maintains an incredible connection between staff and students. We have been surrounded by adults that care for us, our interests, and our goals, from the moment we stepped into the doors for Big Brother, Big Sister orientation to the day we walked out for senior walk. And if we are lucky, these same people will continue to support us and cheer us on as we tackle our future endeavors.
Each of us has been blessed to have spent time in classes with teachers who are dedicated to shaping the future through sharing their passions of learning. These teachers have taught us that even though we are stepping out into a world that is increasingly divided based on politics, socioeconomic status, or race, that even if a plethora of other barriers may stand in our way, it is our duty to stand together to create a world that is not only inclusive of people who are different than us, but one which fully embraces the diversity that each and every one of us offer.
This speech, and in turn our graduation, wouldn't be complete if we didn't thank those who made us who we are, who taught us the values we hold dear, and support us as we move forward in life, our parents, guardians, and families.
They are surrounding us now to congratulate us and celebrate us reaching one finish line and finally beginning a new race. From diapers to braces to college applications to prom and now to graduation, they have been by our sides, rooting us on through it all.
Our biggest fans, our greatest allies, and at times our greatest enemies. Our parents have made sacrifices and compromises to support us and to help us to get to this moment. As babies, you taught us how to walk. And today, as we walk out as young adults towards an unknown future full of new experiences, we hope that we have made you proud.
As we begin to turn the page into this new chapter of life, we bookmark the pivotal time that was our time at Groves High School.
The memories we share won't stay with us forever, so we hope you took lots of pictures.
And so it goes. It's been real, Wylie E. All the best to the future, and we look forward to seeing what you accomplish.
Congratulations, Falcons.
Thank you very much, Cassandra and Jaden. For two young people, you have great wisdom and great sense of humor also. Thank you. Now, I would like to welcome Mrs. Kathy Henry to the stage. She is the Groves PTSA president and will be presenting the Tom Carson Memorial Award.
Good afternoon. I'm Kathy Henry, Groves PTSA president, and I have the honor of presenting the Tom Carson Memorial Award. This award is in recognition of Tom Carson, Groves' much-beloved first basketball coach, who died suddenly of a heart attack following a basketball game in 1968. Every year since his death, the Tom Carson Memorial Award has been presented during the graduation ceremonies to a senior male and female student who best personifies the qualities of personal behavior which Mr. Carson taught and believed in. Mr. Carson encouraged students to recognize that they only live once and should therefore strive to do something constructive and worthwhile with their lives. He encouraged students to be law-abiding, honest, sincere, show concern for others, and be loyal to family, friends, and school, and the community. These students personify these qualities and have proven to be good all-around citizens. Groves' most prestigious award is made possible through the Tom Carson Memorial Award Fund, which is maintained by the Groves PTSA organization. A committee of students, parents, and faculty has carefully reviewed all the nominations received and selected the winners. These two well-deserving senior students will be awarded a personalized watch and also have their names engraved on a plaque that remains in the school office. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our winners, and then I'd like them to join me on the podium to accept their awards. Our female recipient of the Tom Carson Award has been an outstanding academic leader and role model while participating in a wide variety of school activities, community organizations, and volunteer opportunities. She was the drum major in the Groves Marching Band, founder of the Diversity Club, National Honor Society member, Big Brothers Big Sisters captain, Generation of Promise representative, and a member of the Class A state champion forensic team. She has completed numerous volunteer and community outreach hours, which include missionary work in Belize, Grace Youth High School Ministry, and a host of school-related volunteer opportunities, just to name a few. I am pleased to award Jaden Broomfield the Tom Carson Award for 2017. Our male recipient, likewise, has been an outstanding academic leader and role model while participating in a wide variety of school activities, community organizations, and volunteer opportunities. He was a first-team All-State, academic All-State, and captain of the Groves football team, Groves Student Congress representative, and member of Big Brothers Big Sisters and National Honor Society. He was an organizer and mentor for Victory Day and a speaker at both the MLK Assembly and Staff Appreciation Luncheon. He has completed numerous volunteer and community outreach hours, which include tutoring, participating in the National Youth Leadership Conference, and a host of school-related volunteer opportunities. I am pleased to award Nathan Wagner the Tom Carson Award for 2017. Be sure to come back up after people make a picture. Oh, okay. All right, thanks.
Please, once again, give these two outstanding young people a hand.
I love to watch both of your faces and you realize you're alive. Thank you.
I was nervous, I was shaking a little.
Thank you. Congratulations, Jaden and Nate, and you can have a seat now. This is the highest honor and the only honor that we confer here at graduation. So these are very special and deserving young people. Now we have another chance to show off our musical talent for this afternoon. Our second performance is I Was Here, which is a vocal that will be performed by Taylor Leonard. This song was written by Diane Warren. Please welcome Taylor.
I wanna leave my footprints on the sand of time. No, there's something that I left behind. When I leave this world, I leave no regrets. Leave something to remember, so they won't forget I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I wanna say I live each day until I die, and know that I meant something in somebody's life. The hearts I have touched, proof that I live, that I made a difference in this world. You'll see I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I just want them to know that I gave my all, did my best, brought someone from happiness, that this world a little better, because I was here. I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I lived, I was here, yeah. I did, I was here. I was here, yeah. We were here.
Thank you, Taylor, for sharing your gift of music with us today. And I would predict that's not going to be the last stage that you perform upon. And those of you sitting in the audience could not appreciate the fact that her twin sister is sitting in the front row, and I don't think there was anyone happier with a bigger smile than her twin sister watching her. So thank you. I don't know how I follow that. I'm not singing. You'll be glad of that. Okay. No, you don't want that. First, let me begin by thanking all of those who have made this day possible. I know you've been thanked before, but it is important to know how much you are appreciated. First, I'd like to thank the Birmingham Board of Education and the district administrators who work every day to supply the Birmingham schools with the best facilities, the best teachers, and the best students, so that our students can succeed and have such an excellent education. We are very grateful for all that you do to provide for our students and for our teachers. So thank you very much. Secondly, and I think the most important part, I'd like to thank the teachers and staff of Groves High School who have touched the minds of these graduates. Teachers are the frontline workers in education. They work every day and every night to plan and strategize to make learning relevant, timely, and engaging for the students who sit in their classrooms. This is not an easy job. I do not believe that teaching is a profession or a job. It is a calling. So please join me in thanking all the Grove staff and teachers who are here this evening. And lastly, and most important, because we wouldn't have any of these young people without you, I'd like to thank the parents, the guardians, and the extended families of these young students who sit in front of us. You have made choices throughout your life to provide what is best for your child. I am sure you have sacrificed. You have put your own needs aside and probably sometimes wondered if you were making the right decisions. But today you have the opportunity to sit in this arena and watch your child walk across the stage and accept their high school diploma, knowing that this is only one of life's milestones and that there will be many more to come. So congratulations and enjoy this moment. Young people, help me in congratulating your parents. As I've listened to the other speeches today and listened to the music, I realize that there's a reoccurring theme in today, which I don't think any of us planned because we all worked separately. But in thinking about what to say to today's graduates, I decided that I couldn't help to reflect upon a parent's role in educating their children. Sometimes it takes a long time for children to recognize and appreciate their parents' wisdom. And I'm sure, as Dr. Neerad mentioned and Steve Scheidt mentioned, as parents of 18-year-olds, you're really understanding that right now. Graduates, stop and think for a moment. Is there a phrase or a saying, other than be safe and call me, that your parent uses over and over again to guide you to make the right decisions, face the day, or overcome disappointment? So think for a minute, that one saying that comes drifting into your mind. We all roll our eyes and we all hope, oh, please don't say that in front of my friends, but you know that they will. And as anyone who's ever been to a commencement knows, commencement speeches are always filled with very important quotes from very important people. So I've decided not to break that tradition. And today I am going to share words of wisdom from my dad, from Mr. Wilcox's dad, from Mr. Peterson's mother, and from Mrs. Peterson's dad, that they shared with us as we were growing up. And yes, we heard all of these things too many times. We rolled our eyes, and now we find ourselves repeating these same words to our children and sometimes to you as our students. So, don't let the weather determine your plans. On a rainy day growing up on the East Coast, when my family had planned a day on the beach, this was not the word that I wanted to hear come out of my dad's mouth. I knew it meant we were still going to the beach because Sundays was a day that my dad had us and my mom got a day of peace and quiet. So it meant that we were going to be spending a rainy day on the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I realize that this means a lot more than just spending a rainy day at the beach. As I begin to think about this, and as you think about this, there will always be circumstances in your life that you can't control. Don't get angry, don't fight them. Move ahead with your plans and discover new opportunities. Find new adventures, and remember, you are in control of your decisions. One of the things I discovered, on a rainy day, the tide pools near the rocks at the ocean have wonderful little sea creatures. Was it a day that I was splashing in the waves? No, but I found great sea creatures and enjoyed my day. It was a great day, even though it wasn't what I had expected. Mrs. Peterson heard a very similar message from her dad growing up. His advice, and if you know Mrs. Peterson, was chin up, eyes forward. Missing a shot that would have won the game. Losing a job. Not getting into the college that you had wanted to attend. Breaking up with a significant other. We will all experience disappointment at some point in our life. When something doesn't go the way you wanted it to, move on with dignity. We all make mistakes. We will all get let down by somebody in our life. Be proud of who you are. Don't let others determine how you are viewed, how you view yourself. You can determine your own self-worth. Keep your chin up and your eyes forward. Mr. Peterson's mother, the science teacher that many of you had at Berkshire, reminded her children, don't be in a hurry to go nowhere. Mr. Peterson notes he still reminds himself of that this up till today. Don't take shortcuts. Don't take the easy way out. Take pride in what you do and give the time necessary to make it right. In practical terms, that probably means reading the directions before assembling a piece of equipment. You will all buy from IKEA at some point in your life. Read those directions. It probably means also read the directions before you take a test in college. How many times have you not read the directions and regretted it? And most importantly, take time to find out where you're going. Before driving to that new destination, take a little time to figure out where you're going. There's nothing more annoying than rushing through something and having to redo it. I sure know I've done that. We've all done that. And as difficult as it is, please remember Mrs. Peterson's advice to her son. The last bit of advice comes from Mr. Wilcox's dad. Over the years in the office, we've enjoyed hearing lots of Mr. Wilcox's dad's interesting sayings. Unfortunately, many of them were not appropriate for today's commencement speech, but they were very practical and very amusing. Mr. Wilcox had fun as I was preparing the speech, sending an email out to all of his brothers and sisters and copied us. So we now have all of the Mr. Wilcox Sr. sayings, but you'll have to see me privately for some of those. The one thing that Mr. Wilcox has used throughout his teaching and his coaching career is one thing that his dad advised him. Work hard, have fun. As you leave Groves High School and move on to your next life adventure, this is great parting advice. Excuse me. We all need balance in our life. Regardless of whether you are going on to college, going on to a job, going on for a gap year, entering the military, or continuing the hard work that you put forth here at Groves, please remember what Mr. Wilcox's dad said. Find time to have fun. Now, Dr. Neerad, on behalf of the faculty and the staff of Groves High School, I duly certify that these young people seated in front of you have completed the requirements for graduation as defined by the Birmingham Board of Education. Groves counselors, Monica Fugetti and Greg Kolb, excuse me, will be reading the names of the graduates as they come to the stage to accept their diploma. Dr. Neerad, on behalf of all of us at Groves High School, I proudly present to you the graduates of the class of 2012.
Colin Michael Cusimano, 2017 class co-president.
Kendall Robert Hall, 2017 class co-president.
Jaden Kiara Broomfield, commencement speaker.
Cassandra Mercedes Delgado, commencement speaker. This needs to be louder.
Emily Rachel Lulkin, GSC co-president.
Grace Elizabeth Sletter, GSC co-president.
Bo Thomas Cooley, GSC vice president.
Jacqueline Michelle Henschel, GSC treasurer.
Andrew Nazee Saad, GSC secretary.
Elena Marie Dudek, GSC representative.
William Henry Iverson, GSC representative.
Larissa Rose Kapitanek, GSC representative.
Jack Walker McCafferty, GSC representative.
Nathan Douglas Wagner, GSC representative.
Youssef Amir Abdallah. Jade Eileen Agnew.
Faraz Ahmed. That's you.
Taya Devana Alexander.
Joshua Brian Gulvester Alford.
Ernest Allen.
Ashley Joy Allums.
Brady Timothy Anderson.
Daniel Nicholas Anderson.
Jaleel Teotis Anderson.
Brett Coleman Anger.
Sean Bazile Atisha.
Paige Schaefer Bacanari.
Avery Elizabeth Barnes.
Anthony Allen Basher.
Hannah Nicole Bainham.
Charlotte Elizabeth Beggs.
Jacob Alexander Bejun.
Carrington David Bell.
Julian Gray Bell.
Sydney Lauren Blanford.
Caitlin Jane Bloomberg.
Elliot Balthazar Bonet.
Nicole Beth Borowski.
Sid Edward Bostic.
Alasia Lakia Boyd.
Margaret Mary Branch.
Emily Paulina Brash.
Candace Danielle Brown.
Alexandra J. Bruner.
Jackson Alistair Bumbaugh.
Oriole Canales Salas. Cal Michael Kearney. Cerny, sorry.
Ellie Jennings Chapman.
Zoe Audra Chapman.
Tori Beth Charnas.
Austin Malik Clifton.
Max Alexander Cohen.
Leahy Catherine Connell. Not here, not here. You're next.
There's no Aaron Cook.
He's not here either?
Is that him? Is it Aaron? Okay. Aaron A. Cook.
Emily Ann Crabell.
Kayla Ann Cornett.
James Peter Culbertson.
Gary Gregory Cutler.
Julie Sylvie Rosa da Silva.
Sophia Tess Davis.
Eric Leviathan Davis.
Jeffrey Paul Deroni.
Lamar Kamiran Dimitri.
Cooper James Dobies.
Amber Durrell.
Jacob Abraham Edelson.
Christina Lynn Elder.
Sophie Ehrlich.
Adnan Xavier Fakuri.
Frida Farstad.
Rachel Faith Ferguson.
Leah Rose Firstman.
Parker Lewis Faze.
Aaron Justin Fillmore.
Michael Ryan Fisher.
Annalise Haley Fisher.
Ryan Patrick Flaherty.
Noah Charles Fletcher.
Khalil Jabbar Ford.
Gil James Foster.
Quinn Elizabeth Foster.
Randall Scott Fraley.
Honoré Louis Antoine Free.
Sean David Furton.
Anthony Edward Galdi.
Amanda Marie George.
Brandon Christopher Gilbert.
Kiara Latrice Giles.
Evan Dale Gilman.
Nicholas George Giannopoulos.
Miriam Stephanie Goldstein.
Eric David Green.
Jack Samuel Gross.
Ryan George Gross.
Sarah Grace Gulker.
Nicholas Charles Gullo.
Ryan Isaac Hafen.
Anna Dahl Hagner.
Haley Sheridan Harper.
Keith Kevin Harris.
Lamar Tyrone Harris II.
Zachary Matthew Heaton.
Katarina May Hemming.
Renee Page Hertz.
Nathan Douglas Higley.
Jack Donald Hill.
Michael Dwayne Hill.
Allison Lee Hoinville.
Carolyn Ann Hoinville.
Justin Alexander Holler.
Benjamin Bradford Holmes.
Julian Hurt.
Emily K. Hutchison.
Jeremy Tyler Jack.
Kiara Renee Jackson.
Megan Elizabeth James.
Isaiah Manuel Johns.
Alex Johnson.
Dejaline Carmay Johnson.
Kiara Christina Johnson.
Sky Evangeline Rose Johnson.
Charles Manuel Jones.
Colin Gethin Jones.
Rachel Marie Jones.
Avery Elon Jordan.
Andrew Maximilian Junkai.
Jane Hayoon Jung.
Robert James Jariga.
Julia Marie Kaluger.
Liam Patrick Gibbons.
Jonah Ryad Camus.
Sloan Naomi Cannett.
Anne Marie Karaskevich.
Genevieve Ann Cahey.
Olivia Mackenzie Keck.
Laura Catherine Kennedy.
Michaela Christine Kizzy.
Ari Mitchell Cole.
John William Kowalchuk II.
Allison Renee Lammers.
Hope Susan Lamphere.
Ryan Alexander Lustenberger Larson.
Vicky Nguyen Lee.
Haley Ryan Lemberg.
Taylor Lee Leonard. Yep.
Tyler Marie Leonard.
Sean Bennett Lapine.
Linnea Zenziel Lewis.
Alexis Sierra Lipsy.
Caitlin Nicole Lockwood.
Frederico Leuven.
Bethany Nicole Mack.
Laura Ann McLean.
Sydney Michelle Mantua.
Sarah Bess Marshall.
Andrew Ross Martin.
Amari Charles Mathis.
Lucas Granville McCoy. Caitlin Kane McCoy.
She's mine.
She's here.
She's yours again. Yours.
So she's not here. Tamara Lachey McElroy Harper.
Marvin Lionel McIntosh.
Cameron Rose McIntyre.
Catherine Ann McNarney.
Skylar Catherine McQueen.
Samuel Nicholas Minell.
Timothy Paul Michelle.
Nicole Lauren Miller.
Jocelyn Tiana Mitchell.
Marissa Finesse Mitchell.
Cole Thomas Moore.
John Philip Mushakian.
Rory Mackenzie Mullen.
Hannah Sadie Myers.
Louis Daniel Nader.
Ellen Nikoriak.
Larissa Marie Nona.
Joshua William Norley.
Max Lawrence Novick.
Riley Matthew O'Leary.
Louis Morose Parker. Marcus.
Michael Anthony Pastoria.
Sydney Michelle Patton.
Emma Aiden Peak.
Jamar Stephen Phillip.
Charlotte Ann Pierce.
Sarah Riley Petrovich.
Trent Logan Pitzer.
Marcus Lanier Pittman II.
John Joseph Plunky.
Amelia Jean Plumhoff.
Lev Morrison Podolsky.
Matthew James Power. How nice if they told us this shit. What the hell these line people do?
Nicholas Philippe Quinidon.
I gotta stop that. Thank you. Madeline Mary Reese.
Olivia Alice Reeves.
Tanner Timothy Riley.
Allison Elizabeth Wren.
Quinn Eaton Richter.
Anthony Michael Roberto.
Michael Mullaney Roberts.
Parrish Wayman Van Roberts.
Max Henry Charles Robinson.
Oliver Jean-Luc Rocher.
Chester Arthur Rogers III.
Natalie Sarah Rolfe.
Brianna Tashay Nicole Rowland.
Maya Isabella Rawson.
Marshall Lawrence Ross.
Alexander Matthew Ross.
Mael Leah Roque.
Max David Sandler.
That's you. Grace. You took mine.
Grace Catherine Saris.
Mary Margaret Schmidt.
Ryan Peter Schumacher.
Logan Anthony Scott.
Zaria Zakiah Sebrun.
Alexandra Morgan Seidel.
Mallory Paige Shufsky.
Andrew McKinney Shekel.
Thomas Norman Benjamin Sheffer.
Justin Matthew Sherman.
Casey Lori Sherwood.
Madison Ray Shortridge.
Savannah Grace Simmons.
Emma Grace Samanti.
Kiara Danielle Sims. Kayla Alexis Smith.
Charles Alexander Smith.
Taya Pearl Smith.
Hannah Marie Smith.
Christian Alexander Sosa.
Mackenzie Madison Stabile.
Sasha Nikolai Alexander Stender.
Carter Michael Stupira. Dylan Malloy Sutton. Wylie J. Sutton.
Emily Blair Swigert.
Colin Joseph Takata.
Want me to go with the next one?
Sheila Marie Talty.
Kaylin Ariel Taylor.
Adonis Kiera Terrell.
Lindsay Ann Thomas.
Jordan Maya Thompson.
Joseph Bryant Thurman.
Parker Reese Tompkinson.
Willie Devin Townsell Whitlow.
Philip Tran.
Jillian Rose Tremonti.
Jordan Christine Tripp.
Maura Trump.
Dustin James Turner.
Brooke Eden Tushman.
Marie Sweet Valancourt.
Estelle Marie Viomura.
James Christian Voss.
Jillian McNeil Weiner.
Asia Janie Waller.
Noah Nazir Ward.
Xavier Louis Torres Warren.
Joanna Florence Wasbury.
Maxwell Arthur Whalen.
Rory Nolan White.
Grayson Derek Wiggins.
Andrea Janae Williams.
Eniko Anthony Williams.
Nicholas Ian Williams.
Clayton Kimball Wilms.
Jenna Elise Woodrow.
William Joseph Woodruff.
And Keto George Yaldo.
Ryan Paul Yarberry.
Nicole Catherine Yost.
Joshua William Yunker.
Noah Zakaris.
Jacob Victor Zanoli.
Griffin Dobrin Stroyeski.
Max Timothy Zeidman.
Benjamin Wood Zeman.
Samantha Ann Zarafa.
Thank you. I told Sam I think she was the most popular graduate. Let's give these young people who have worked very hard for the last 4 years one more hand of applause. This is a great group, and they will be missed. I want to thank you all for coming and celebrating with us today. I do ask that you remain in your seats until the graduates have recessed out of the building. And before we finish, I'm going to ask Colin and Kendall to come up to the stage one more time.
Thought about it.
We're back.
And better than ever.
It's the moment that we've all been waiting for. High school is finally over. Now we would like to express our gratitude.
We would like to thank our parents and faculty for supporting us. We would also like to thank a few key people who work very hard behind the scenes but don't get the recognition they deserve.
Our class absolutely would not have functioned without Mrs. Arslanian, Mrs. Bobrow, Grace Sletter, and Emily Loken. Thank you for everything you have contributed over our 4 years. You truly made this all possible.
Finally, it's time to move our tassels.
So grab your tassel and move it from the right to the left. Oh, and stand.
Stand up.
Stand. Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, class of 2017. Woo!
They're all too well behaved and too polite. What a nice problem to have. So, as our graduates recess out of the building, we ask that you stay in your seats so that everyone has an opportunity to take one last look at these graduates as they leave. Groves Band, please begin our recessional music. And once again, congratulations, class of 2017.